A devastating discovery after days of searching and praying. The body of 2-year-old Winter Smith is found after she was kidnapped in Lansing.
A vigil is planned for later tonight, so many people who are heartbroken by this case want to show up and show their support. Let's get right to Fox News' Charlie Langton. He spoke with Winter's family today. He joins us live with more. And Charlie, this is not the outcome they were hoping and praying for.
Well, nobody was hoping for this kind of an outcome, but about 24 hours ago, this is where the discovery was made of Winter's body in this alley here. But as you can see, there is a memorial, and I'll tell you, when I was here this morning, there was nothing. And now you can see even the Detroit Police Department, they showed up and put a balloon and a stuffed bear on that memorial. And there's going to be a vigil later on. I'm going to get into that in a minute. But it was a very sad day. It was a day for mourning. People finding out that little Winter Smith, just 2 years old, was found dead. Not the result that anybody wanted. And yes, I did have a chance to talk to the family. It's heartbreaking, but take a look.
Why me? Like, why?
A.J. Smith, the father of 2-year-old Winter Cole Smith.
I'm angry that she's gone. I'm angry she had to deal with that. I'm sad I didn't get to see her. I'm sad I don't get to be with her. I'm sad I wasn't here for her.
So many emotions for this 24-year-old senior at the University of Tennessee Martin, a receiver for the football team and trying to further himself to have made a better life for himself and Winter.
My son, he worked so hard to go to college to play football so he could live a dream for him and Winter.
I used to keep some stuff and then tell her mom like I lost it, like I forgot to pack it. And I'm glad I did, so I can hold on to it.
The little memories are so big now that 2-year-old Winter was found by FBI agents Wednesday night in the alley on Detroit's east side after a 3-day search that spanned over 90 miles from Lansing to St. Clair Shores. You've got flyers, Bring Winter Home. When you look at them now, what goes through your mind?
It hurts.
How could somebody harm a little child? Like, how could you see yourself like on top of a child or hurting a child or whatever he did to her? We don't know, but he killed her and we don't know how he did it. But how can you like just fight a kid? You know what I'm saying?
A lot of this just doesn't feel real. Like, I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Obviously, the father, A.J., very broken up, just talking, and he's got a lot to think about. But people want to know what happened to Winter. We may never know that. Now, there is a suspect in custody. This is the same suspect that was arraigned yesterday for allegedly stabbing and sexually assaulting the mother. Although we talked to the prosecutor's office today, no new charges relating to the kidnapping and ultimate murder that could come later on. We are here tonight because there's going to be a vigil right pretty much where I'm standing. You can already see residents here and people from across the area coming here to pay their respects to a little 2-year-old named Winter who inspires people just to be good and just think about what happened. And again, we may never know the true story, but it's very sad. I have to say, Roop covered a lot of stories here, and it's very emotional. But this one is going to continue for a while. I'm live here on Detroit's East Side. Roop, I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, it just haunts you to see that little girl's cute, innocent face, those eyes, and you just can't imagine, as we've been talking about, how someone could do this. But the family's going through unimaginable pain. We know little Winter's mom, as you say, was stabbed, and then Winter was killed at some point. Any idea of how this monster may have done this or when? 3 days of time passed between the time she was missing and the alleged act may have happened.
We don't know exactly, and again, they are doing some tests. That's why I don't think we were going to get any kind of arraignment right now. He is in custody. This is Rashad Trice is his name. We believe that he is the one that is suspected of killing Winter, but he's in custody. We don't know how he does it. He's probably not going to be talking. Now, obviously, the police are going to go through the different sites. They've traced his whereabouts and where he went from Lansing to here to St. Clair Shores. So that's going to all be part of the ultimate charging documents that will go to a prosecutor. Likely it's going to go to the prosecutor in Lansing. The kidnapping started there, so likely they will keep the case. And for a lot of legal reasons, they would probably want the case in Lansing as opposed to here, even if it is determined that that Winter was killed here. Again, but I want to get too far ahead of myself. Today really is a day for mourning and for people. And as you can see, we've got more people even as we started this broadcast, and there'll be a lot more later tonight. Roop.
However, and whoever did this, so that prosecutors determined just a really, really sick case here. Charlie Langton, Forest Live. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, also tonight, an update from Ypsilanti Township. The suspect in a deadly stabbing is arrested after an hours-long standoff. This all happened at the Aspen Chase Apartments off of Gulfside Road. Around 12:30 this morning, a 44-year-old man was found stabbed to death in the parking lot. The suspect, a 27-year-old man, barricaded himself in a friend's apartment. After several hours of negotiation, the standoff ended peacefully. So far, no motive for the stabbing.
Oh, just a bit cooler out there today. Temperatures in the upper 70s, not the 90s. More clouds, a little rain, too.
And we are looking for a little bit toward the weekend at this point. We want to know what the forecast may be for the next couple of days. We're going to check in now with Rich.
Taryn and Roop, less heat, less humidity starting late tonight. There is a cold front crossing central Michigan. Right now you can see showers and storms, especially north of Port Huron. We haven't seen a whole lot of rain in our part of the state. We're going to zoom in with Sky Tracker and show you some showers around Lansing right now, especially north of Port Huron, up around Lakeport. But over the next couple of hours, some of these showers, perhaps a rumble, may cross the area. How about 82 for us right now, 72 in Lansing. We're ready for a break. 73 up there in Ludington. How about live pictures from Harrison Township with sun and clouds? It's pretty warm on the east side, 84 degrees there. For the rest of tonight, the less humid air mass arrives after midnight, so still a chance for spotty early evening showers. We're down to 63, and then tomorrow's looking good. A few showers perhaps Saturday, but really this weekend looks nice and pleasant. We're going to check the 7-day. Roop and Taryn coming up in 10.
All right, thanks, Rich. A troubling new study finds nearly half of all faucets in the U.S. likely contain forever chemicals, or PFAS, that have been linked to cancer.
But what about the water quality here in Michigan? Fox 2's Liz Lewin gets the answers.
We are not doing a good enough job of anticipating the use of these organochlorine compounds.
It's no secret, staying hydrated, especially when it's hot out, can be life-saving, which is why findings from a new study recently released by the U.S. Geological Survey are raising eyebrows.
The more we look, the more we find.
In this first-of-its-kind nationwide study, researchers found that drinking water from nearly half of the faucets across the United States contains, quote, forever chemicals, also known as PFAS.
It does not break down in the environment. It does not break down in humans. It is a concern for all of us, and we are just not handling these compounds properly.
Dr. John Hardig is an international scholar whose life's work is dedicated to environmental research, including water. Dr. Hardig says this new study is proof that society has a long way to go, and we need to start by getting off this environmental crisis roller coaster.
We had, in 1948, the massive oil spill on the Detroit River that killed 11,000 ducks and geese. And then we had in the 60s DDT, and then we had to ban it. And in 69, we had the Rouge River fire. And in 1970, we had the mercury crisis that had to shut down all the fishery in our region.
And of course, the water crisis in Flint.
When you're producing products, whether it's a plastic product or something like that, what are the input products? How toxic are they? They can model that and look at the long-term consequences.
Now, according to the report, samples were taken from taps at 716 locations, including 447 that rely on public supplies and nearly 270 using private wells. Of those samplings, 75% of Michiganders' drinking water was covered. So the bottom line here is our water safe? The state's Department of Environment, Great Lakes and Energy, also known as EGLE, released this statement, saying in part, quote, "We learned that 90% of the state's public supplies were non-detect for PFAS using an EPA-approved testing methodology. So in short, yes, our water is safe to drink. But again, it never hurts to be precautious.
You can have a Brita in your fridge. You can also add one. You can also talk to your local water supplier, Great Lakes Water Authority, and what are they doing to filter out these compounds?
Liz Lewin, Fox 2 News.
Well, MoneyWorks' new data shows the U.S. job market remains strong despite rising interest rates. U.S. businesses added nearly 500,000 jobs, more than double what economists were predicting, and the largest increase in nearly a year and a half. There are more than 10 million job openings right now. There were never more than 8 million prior to 2021. Economists have been signaling a recession is likely this year, but the job market's resilience is raising doubts about whether that's inevitable. Taking a look at the big board, Wall Street falling on that good jobs news. Investors are worried the Fed will react with higher rate hikes. The Dow dropping 366 points today, the Nasdaq losing 113, and the S&P 500 is down 35.